Right now in Canada, mortgage delinquencies are climbing for the first time in a decade. According to Equifax, the number of homeowners 90 or more days behind on their mortgage is up significantly year over year. And the banks are no longer quietly extending grace periods like they did in 2023. If you're behind on your mortgage, or if you're scared that you're about to be, the next 90 days are going to determine whether you get to keep your home or lose it on someone else's terms. But here's what nobody is telling Canadians right now. The bank does not want your house. Foreclosure costs them money. There are 5 specific moves that you can make, most of them before you even miss a payment, that can save your home. And the people who lose their homes almost always lose them because they didn't even know these existed, or they waited too long to use them. First off, here's the rules of the video. We're not doing fear-mongering. We're not predicting a 2008 style crash. And I'm not going to tell you everything's fine when it isn't. It's just math, options, and the exact sequence the smartest homeowners use to get out of trouble, quietly, without losing equity, and hopefully without it even hitting their credit. Move 1, the conversation with your lender that almost nobody has. Move 2, the re-amortization play. Move 3, the debt consolidation refinance that buys you breathing room. Move 4, the controlled sale most people don't realize is an option and a better option. And move 5, knowing the difference between power of sale and foreclosure, and why that one fact alone is worth thousands of dollars depending on which province you live in. Now, you might be thinking, Myles, this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually matter? Let me show you the exact math. On a $500,000 mortgage, the difference between calling your lender at month 1 of trouble versus month 4 can be anywhere from $35,000 to $80,000 to even $100,000 of lost equity, legal costs, for sale discounts, and it's all based on the same homeowner, same property, same crisis. The only variable is timing. Hope isn't a strategy. Don't bury your head in the sand. So let's take a look at these moves and see if any of them will work for you if you're in this situation. Move number 1, call your lender before you miss a payment. This is the move almost nobody makes. And I totally get why. It's fear and embarrassment and all these different things, but it's the single most valuable one of the entire video. The day you realize you might miss a mortgage payment in the next 30 to 60 days, not the day you actually miss it, you call the lender. Here's what most people don't know. Every major Canadian bank has an internal hardship or pre-arrears department. They're not the same people who underwrote the mortgage, and they're not the people you talk to at the branch. Their entire job is to keep you in your home because foreclosure is expensive for the bank. We're talking $50,000 to upwards of $100,000 in legal fees, property maintenance, and for sale documents that come out of the bank's pocket before they even recover their loan. The bank's incentive and your incentive are completely aligned in that first 90 days. Past that window, that alignment breaks down, and it breaks down really quickly. Call them while it still exists. Use the words, "I'm anticipating financial hardship, and I'd like to discuss my options before I potentially miss a payment." That sentence opens doors that a missed payment would slam shut. Move number 2 is to re-amortize back up to 30 years. If your mortgage was amortized over 25 years, and now you're 5 years in with 20 years left, you can ask your lender to re-amortize back up to 30 years. What this does is stretches your remaining balance over a longer term, which drops your monthly payment. Let me show you the exact math on this. On a $500,000 mortgage at 5.5%, which I know is high compared to what's available, but we're trying to use worst case scenarios here. A 20-year amortization runs a payment of about $3,420 per month. That same balance re-amortized over 30 years drops to about $2,830 a month. That's $590 a month back in your pocket as positive cash flow, or $7,080 a year. Now, you are going to be paying more interest over the life of your loan. That's the trade-off. But here's the thing. You can't make interest payments on a home if you've lost it. Re-amortization is a temporary breathing room solution. You take the lower payment now to survive the crisis or whatever's going on, and when your income stabilizes or things get back to normal, you can increase your payments back up. Almost every Canadian lender allows you to do a 15 to 20% annualized lump sum payment or a boost to your payments without penalty. You can use that to claw that amortization back once things are safe. And these are the things that we actually help clients do. If we're going to show you how to re-amortize your mortgage, we're also going to spend the time to work with you over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, however many years it takes to get you back to paying your mortgage off on time. Move number 3, the debt consolidation refinance. Most homeowners who fall behind on their mortgage didn't fall behind because of their mortgage. They fell behind because of the $30,000 to $60,000 in consumer debt sitting at 19 to 24% interest. That's the car loans, the credit cards, the line of credit, the buy now, pay later balances. The mortgage payment is a symptom. The higher interest debt is the actual disease. Here's the move. If you have equity in your home, and most Canadians who bought before 2022 do, you can refinance up to 80% of your home's value to use that cash to wipe out high interest consumer debt. Let me run the numbers. $40,000 of credit card debt at, let's say, 21% costs you roughly $700 a month in minimum payments. And that barely touches the principal, by the way. The same $40,000 added into your mortgage at, once again, 5.5%, worst case scenario numbers here, on a 25-year amortization, well, that costs you $246 a month. That's about $454 a month back in your pocket, once again, as cash flow, or $5,448 a year. And it's tax neutral, doesn't hit your credit, and the bank sees you cleaning up your balance sheet, not falling apart. Math doesn't care about headlines, and it doesn't care about the stigma of rolling debt into your mortgage either. Sometimes that move is what saves people and allows them to keep their house. I ran into this exact situation with a customer. They had some high interest credit card debt from vet bills. They had kind of missed some of the renovation work they needed to do on their house. Not only were we able to refinance to get that stuff paid out to put more cash in their pocket, now that things have leveled out and gone a bit more normal, they've reallocated that increased cash flow directly into the mortgage, and they're actually going to be mortgage free about a year and a half sooner. No debt, renos on the house, mortgage is paid off a year faster. Move number 4 is the controlled sale. This is the hardest one to talk about, but it's the move that protects the most equity if the first 3 aren't enough. If your numbers don't work, even with re-amortization and debt consolidation, if the income just isn't there to back you up, selling on your terms before the bank forces a sale is the move that preserves your equity and can put more money in your pocket. Here's the math. A homeowner who sells voluntarily with a real estate agent, properly staged, with a normal 30 to 60 day listing window, typically gets, let's say, 96 to 100% of the market value, sometimes more in some cases. A property sold under power of sale or judicial foreclosure typically sells for 82 to 90% of the market value, minus an additional 4 to 7% for legal fees, accrued interest, property maintenance, charged back to the homeowner in some situations. On a $700,000 home, that's the difference between walking away with $150,000 in equity versus walking away with $40,000 in equity, or in some cases, owing the bank more money. Same house, same sale, different timing. The waiting game only hurts you if you don't know the rules and if you don't know your numbers. So understanding them is crucial and important. The last move number 5, is understanding the difference between power of sale and foreclosure. And this one is geographically specific, so pay attention to where you live. There's a lot of information about power of sale going around and foreclosure, and understanding which one you would fall under is pretty important. If you're in Ontario, Alberta, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, or Prince Edward Island, you're under the power of sale system. The bank can sell your home without going to court. It's faster and cheaper for the bank, which means they move relatively quickly once you're 90 to 120 days behind. If you're in BC, Quebec, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Nova Scotia, you're under a judicial foreclosure system. The bank has to go to court. It's slower, more expensive, and there is a redemption period, usually 6 months in BC, where you can cure the default and keep your home. Why does this matter? Because it determines how much time you have to execute move 1 through 4. A homeowner in Ontario has roughly 90 to 150 days from first missed payment to losing their house. A homeowner in BC could have upwards of 8 to 12 months. Same crisis, completely different timeline. Knowing which system you're under is the difference between using the moves we just talked about and watching the bank use them against you. These 5 moves are not the only options. They're the 5 that save the most homes and the most equity for Canadians under mortgage stress, especially through 2026. If you want help mapping these out for your specific situation, there's a link in the description below where you can book a call with me and my team. There's no pressure, it's just about clarity. We'll run your actual numbers and your actual timeline and try and figure out what move applies before the window closes. The entire goal is to keep you in your house and make sure things move ahead effectively. And if we can't do that, keep as much money in your pocket as possible. Once again, It's not about pressure. It's just about clarity and understanding. And if you're not in trouble, or if you're sitting on a renewal in the next 12 months wondering if the payment shock is going to put you in this position next year, I made an entire video on how to stress test your renewal before you sign anything. It's right over here on the screen. Same approach, no math, no predictions, no hype, just clarity and understanding. My name is Myles Nowik, owner of the Nowik Mortgage Team, powered by Indy Mortgage. If you got value out of this video, maybe hit that like and subscribe button so more people like you can see it, and we'll catch you on the next one.